fuck. Did you're not, are you allowed to cunt? I think you're allowed to say cunt. I think I came back just to say that word because, people like to bitch and moan about, streaming. It's like the hardest thing in the world. And this is just something I was rambling and thinking about like 10 minutes ago. And I was debating whether or not to click the start the stream button because, you know, with the age of, the TikToks and the scrolling and all that, like, who am I really entertaining but I'm like talking to you're talking to yourself. Like, the people who used to talk to themselves, we're in like a padded room with a nice jacket, like, and I'm fucking like really freezing cold and stuff, in my room, and I've got like padded walls for like soundproofing. So the only real difference is that people pretend this is like a full-time job thing, and then it dawned on me like I do this like once a month now. Like, I checked, it's like how much streams did I do this year, and it comes up 60 something, and I was really shocked by that. But then I looked back, when was the last time I did a stream, and it said over a month ago. I was like, oh, that's not good. But is the fucking stream working? Is it good? It's never really good. But I was thinking, like, in terms of like a payment thing, like, you don't get your value for your money, do you? So I'm paying the streamer I pay it for a month, and I get like maybe one stream a month if I'm lucky. But yeah, I'm not sick, and I'm still around. It just says nothing really. But I think in the age of the robots and that, is it really that much of a problem if I were gone anyway? No, that's depressing. But I thought I'd do not a Christmas stream, but this is the pre-Christmas stream, and I made a promise back in October that I would do a thing on Halloween, and the time didn't line up. But listen, I'm coming to you through the telephone, on the internet. Yeah, I'm coming your way by telephone. You gotta watch me on your telephone. But is this? Hopefully this thing works. The telephone. I've been having problems with my followers. I've noticed. Like, people think it's a great thing. You've got all your followers, and you can have thousands of them, and or millions even if you're lucky. And I have about 2. Like, and followers, they're supposed to worship the ground like you walk on, and you're like their savior. Lo and behold, they hate your guts. They disagree with absolutely everything you say. Like, I thought they were with me at first, because I remember years ago when I was on the Twitter, and I was like, here, I just bought this drink, and people were like, oh, that's a terrible drink, and you should be ashamed of yourself for buying that. It's like, what? I didn't know that. But you think they're with you 1 second, but it turns out they're your enemies, and want nothing but boiling my skin, and hanging me onto like a wall, and they have their way with me. But I was thinking about it because the last time I was streaming in October, I was talking about Markiplier. I bet Markiplier's followers have at least some semblance of humanity left. That'd be like, now, this is a bit of a contentious topic these days. I'm gonna, your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, he died on the cross for everyone's sins. People think he's like some sort of fictional character now, and that's gonna be kind of awkward when it comes to the Passion of the Christ too. And you haven't seen the first one, and yet you think it's fake. Well, I mean, he's not gonna reprise his actor. It was an actor who played him. But listen, That'd be like Jesus's followers, you know, turning around and throwing stones at him because he refused to make him free fish and wine. You know, at any point, you know, he could just turn around and decide, you know, listen, fellas, enough's enough. If you throw another stone at me, you know, there'll be no end to it, you know. And he carries that big old cross, and at the end of it, we're the ones who get presents. And meanwhile, it's his birthday. Turns out Jesus' own followers even turned on him on his own birthday. So I've decided I don't want any followers at all. But this music is quite loud. So I'm back to my job, my actual stream. This is the hardest thing in the world. I think I click continue. I'm Mr. Mike. And we're going to Spain. See a castle. Nice rocky road. Okay, we're going to get looking at this now. Oh yeah, free jerky. I may have loaded it up, and is everything all in good standing order? I think I crashed this thing the last time I was in the seat. So, oh yeah, I wasn't even using the control. Let's turn on the engine. See, does she work? Does she? I'm at the Texaco garage, opposite some benches. What's the prices? You got your Costa Express, and I'm going the wrong way. Okay, let's abide by the rules. Don't want to... on my first day back to the job, I don't want to be making a mess. I'm already yawning. I only started the fucking... sorry for swearing. I only started my job up again. You know, the start of the year was looking like really promising with regards to this, but... Can I see? Is anyone coming? I'll just go. But I wanted to talk about, because I thought about this like 10 minutes before I started. When I was thinking about, you know, Markiplier. Like, you know, what does he do after streaming games for 8 hours a day? You know, you're a streamer. Playing games is your job. So when it comes time for leisure, what do? Go to work? Get a job? You know, to me that's like eating breakfast for dinner, and then you know, dinner for breakfast. See, my granddad, my grandfather, you know, he shoveled gravel. No streams or videos of his life. What a waste. You see, unless you stream, your life is pointless. Because look at my ancestors, there's nothing to show for it, you know? Not a single video or full, you know, live stream of them eating it like a donut or something. Just seems like a grand old waste of time. So where the fuck am I on this road? Long, never-ending road. If I want, I can hop ahead. I'm gonna follow the road. Hit the road, Jack. But I'm getting sidetracked. You know, maybe he works out, you know, a lot to perfect his like rock sharp edge. You know, but people for some reason, you know, they believe, you know, if you work out super hard and, you know, you eat healthy, you'll become like invulnerable. I mean invincible. But like then you look at just say Richard Simmons, you know, that guy. And no amount of working out can fix that. The ginger genes were too strong. I'm weak. They make you weaker. You see, I keep on mixing up Gene Simmons with him all the time. You know, plus for like a fitness guru, he sure beat the life expectancy record by 1. I think it was 1. So I'm proud to say I'm not gonna do that, cause you know I've got the physique of like those 1900s strong men, like what, like a pot belly. But what was I gonna say? You know, to me, you know, Richard Simmons, you know, it's really embarrassing because, you know, you buy his tape, and you know, it's very dodgy as it is. It's called it's a tape, and it comes all packaged and stuff, and it's really embarrassing. I think I have to go this way. Like, it's really embarrassing because, you know, you're bending over, you're touching your toes, and you know, you're doing all those girly arm stretches, and plus it's you in a classroom full of other guys in tight pants looking in front of you. You know, just other people bending in front of you with a giant wall mirror so you can see this going on forever. Holy fuck, there's been a giant accident. See, this is what happens when you're distracted, you know, with the videotapes. Well, anyway, it's not on the... I'm sleepy. It's not on the company record. So what happens now? I think it destroyed the mirror. Ah, it's a stream of trucks. We're trying to go to the same spot. And it's saving. Oh well. I bought this truck brand new, and now it's already destroyed. I'm acting like this is like an actual truck. I think there's only one solution to this. We're going back in time. I think it's this one. Now, to be fair, that did say like, what, April? Oh no. I think it's reset before I even had any truck, so let's see. This could be bad. No, there's auto saves. This one. Okay, I was on a mission, was I? Where am I? I'm in fucking Glasgow? Yeah, I have no recollection of being in Glasgow. Okay, let's have a look. The last auto. That's today. I'll do this one. The 3rd of the 12th. Ah! Okay, it's all fixed, it's all good, it's all back to normal. This is what I want. My yellow truck is back. Just to make sure, I'm gonna save it there. Okay. This is what happens when you talk about tapes. Yeah. Then I used to say that for my stream, set this one to tape. Maybe don't. Maybe this one would be long forgotten while I'm long dead and buried or something. But I was talking about yeah, the videos or something. So whereabouts was I talking about it? Like, there's something wrong with... And speaking of things that are wrong, especially with this truck, it's like as if it's built in to dislike what I'm saying. But Richard Simmons, because I only was thinking about this like before I turned the stream on. It turned out, you know, he had failing knees, like he needed like surgery, right? So you know who must have been really miffed about the whole thing? The old people who bought those tapes. Then you have like old Dick Van Dyke. He's doing laps around him, and you know, he used to be a real heavy drinker, and he's 100. I just can't believe you're a fitness guru, and you only make it to the average. What the fuck do we need to do? Then there's like Charles Atlas, like the guy who holds up the entire world. I think he passed away when he was 80. And then everywhere I see nowadays, people want to have a really big, bulky physique. And when I was over in London, I was up like really early, and of course I went to like a French cafe for breakfast, and I was yawning all the time and everything. And on my way, you know, to the cafe, there was so many sweaty people coming from all these different alleyways and gyms, and you know, they're always like they're hooked up on protein and stuff. And this was the day after Halloween, so I was thinking like, look at these protein hules or ghouls, because at the neck of, you know, dawn they're doing all this. I mean, to what end? I don't know. Like, I was thinking, am I the one at fault? Am I doing things wrong? Should I be getting up at the crack of dawn and then, you know, just I'm whittling away in bed all the time? And every health study is like, if you get less than 6 hours, you're killing yourself. If you're getting like 12 hours, you're killing yourself. And if you're sleeping at all, well, you're killing yourself. I thought there'd be some change, but no. It turns out that doing anything eventually leads to your own demise. So I've kind of given up trying to win. I don't think there's a way to win. Hold on, speaking of winning, I have to do a loop-de-loop and get the fuck back on track. I used to like putting on the radio on this, but I think keeping it nice and quiet for like the evening, because people have already had their, you know, their Christmas jams rammed into their head, into their skull. You've got, unfortunately enough, you don't have any George Harrison. You got Paul McCartney, and there's no Christmas song about beating your Japanese wife, unfortunately. And I don't know if Ringo ever bothered making any song to do at Christmas, so happy holidays and well, if there was a song that you want maybe John Lennon to write, maybe some for St. Stephen's Day, otherwise known as Boxing Day. But look, the guy's long gone. There's no point dwelling on it now. But I think recently enough there was somebody who bumped into the Ringo Starr, and this guy must have some sort of longevity genes or something. That and Elton John, because these old crones have been around since like the dawn of time, and people keep bumping into them and like, are you like an old lady or something? They're like, no, I'm just some old famous person that people remember sometimes and ask for photos, and they stand there like skeletons. But speaking of crashes, you know, I did want to talk about this because I really don't care for the gossip. But that Jack Doherty, you know, say what you will about the guy, he's always breaking new barriers, and also walking away from smoldering wreckages with big plumes of smoke. I don't know, that's just something I cooked up before I turned this fucking thing on. We're going on Route Ass. That's always good. But you know, I've been meaning to do this stream for so long that like it's kind of outdated, and like a lot of the things I'm going to talk about are like might as well be dozens of years old. And also my vehicle keeps malfunctioning. That's not the only thing that malfunctions. I take a nice drink of water. It sounded like I was drunk. So this is a nice kind of relaxed. It's quite a long route to Holyhead. But I'd like to show an image or two. You know, I don't just show, I also, you know, you gotta show and tell. You gotta do both. So, I need to figure out something here. I think this is the thing I turn off. I was having a problem with this. I need to show you. I think this is it. So I wanted to show this bottle. I bought this in a place in Belfast, okay? Let me show you. I bought this Japanese drink, like this blue stuff. It's called Hata. That's my finger. It's got this weird ball in it, but you press the top and it starts fizzing or something. And look, it's like a happy purple ball thing. It was okay. I thought it was like an alcohol at first, but no. But what was I going to say? So yeah, welcome to the stream. It's Tuesday it's the Friday the 19th. Ooh, you know, spooky, right? Scariest day of the week. People forget that mostly because it's not scary at all. But I wanted to talk about, because I didn't get a chance to. You know, people have been warning me, and I know I've been kind of like, this is not something to make light of, because we live in like a. People keep reminding me, which is unfortunate, that we live in a terrifying world now. Like, life was all sunshine and rainbows when I first started, right? But it turns out, over the course of, you know, the sun and the earth spinning, you know, and a really nefarious change was, you know, undertaken. Like, I was, unbeknownst to me, something unsettling happened. And for some reason, people keep on reiterating to me, "Oh, the world it's a dark, and it's a horrible, and it's you know, things are different. You know, ever since 2020, you know, things have not been the same." What was another thing they said? You know, it's not a safe place. There's like, the world is not a safe place. But I can tell you for certain, the biggest fear that people have at the moment, people have been warning me of these new things. It's called an energy vampire. Ooh, you don't want to be near these dark creatures, for they, you know, what they do is they take all of your will to live from you. And to me, an energy vampire, I don't want to be breaking the illusion or anything. We're going to go on a limb, but aren't all, you know, is a regular old vampire an energy one? Because I remember seeing Morpheus, and this is before you know, the times of the, you know, the film with Jared Leto. I remember Morpheus from Spider-Man in the 90s. So he would suck you dry with his hands. And you know, you get that service performed probably somewhere, I don't know. But you know, what do you think? You know, they drink blood from the neck for the thrill? No, no garlic. You know, after that, no garlic dinners, no canters in the daylight. Oh yeah, and you're living under the spell of a tyrannical ruler who craves your blood. So here's my advice: if you're married to an energy vampire, you knew the risk. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not sticking my neck out for you, but look, if you can, I recommend you can go to Amazon, you know, the WW Amazon, purchase a steak preferably a Christian stake, and hammer it into the chest cavity of your betrothed. Anyway, they don't scare me. Because nothing scares me. What's the worst thing that can happen when you get scared? You pee yourself. And probably on the bogeyman. And what if he likes it? Then you're in real trouble. Listen, to me, I hate to turn off this great, amazing calm track to quell your fears, okay? But to me, streaming is, it's all soliloquy. You know, you're yapping to yourself in a room, and being scared you said the wrong thing to no one. But, you know, I've been quite late with it, as you can imagine. But, you know, as Christmas approaches, how say we talk about Halloween? To me, the scariest thing you can be around, you know, the scariest thing to be around Halloween, a teacher. So for Halloween, you know, this year, I dressed up with a bag on my head, and I went to Belfast. So I wanted to tell my Belfast story. So me and my friend, I was hanging around in the train station, and they've got all those like those flyers, and you know, I was all kind of yawning too around then, and I pretended to be like a tourist. You know, just I picked up like the map from where I was and pretended, you know, I'd never seen this place before, like ever. And I handed one to my friend. I go, look, you know, you can go diving, or you can do hand gliding. You know, it's all like the more like the bucket list shit. It's like you're near kind of when, you know, when you're really bored. You know what you really want to do? You want to risk, you know, breaking your neck. So anyway, we're going on this train, right? So we're sitting on the train and we're facing backwards, and somehow by the law of physics, we're brought all the way up to Belfast. Okay, so this train lands in, and this I don't know what they did with this train station, because it was huge. Like I think they built it with giants in mind, because the ceiling is way too high for any man, woman, or train. It's like the airport of train stations, and you know, they even have like shops like an airport, but you know, thankfully no perfume shops. They do have a lot of buses. It's a strange, for a train station. It looks like a shell. It looks like the fucking thing from Sydney, the old Sydney thing, and they had, for every bus, they had one for every color in the visible spectrum. So anyway, we go to a pub. I go to a pub with my friend, and we get the all-day breakfast. And you know, in the pub they had these like scary decorations, so they did. And people think, you know, the scariest thing is like, oh, you got ghosts and zombies, ghouls, and monsters. Man, no. My friend was pointing at me. He's like, "Do you see it? Do you see the thing?" I was like, "What are you pointing at?" And I thought he was talking about a person sitting there, and then he was like waiting for me to see it, and it was a mannequin with a hat. You know, I was thinking maybe it was like a broom that sort of resembled like a broom man, or a bogeyman. Maybe dress up a big spider and you know, wait in the corner or something. To me, the real kind of horrors in life are kind of like fellas in a ski mask with a crowbar, or like a man's face covered in gashes and glass, like breaking in. But it's strange, because with Halloween now, I feel like the original thing about it has kind of changed. For one, nobody goes to anyone's house asking for free, chocolates and sweets. But when I was a child, I remember my costume was a cat. I got dressed up as one of them cats. Nothing more terrifying than a house cat. But people dress up as like cereal mascots, like I don't know if they dress up as the Cocoa Pops monkey or the Rice Krispies elf or something. It's always an evil kind of cartoon kind of character. They're not frightening in like the least, but to me, like a humanoid standing on two hind legs cat, maybe, but a dead terrorist, what's he gonna do? Pray I explode? But really, if you want to scare me, just show me those alien Muppets. Because let me be real here. Let me put pen to paper. Because I had planned to say this like a long time ago, and it had slipped my mind. And also, I kind of deviated from my story because I have images and stuff I want to show. But where was I? The alien Muppets. You see, to me, fear is the easiest genre to write in. Stephen King, because you exploit people's weaknesses and it plays with them. I've never read a Stephen King book that terrified me so bad like I couldn't sleep, which is ironic because he's got this doctor sleep. One of the worst fucking doctors ever, because you're like, here, can I get a diagnosis? And he's like, no, I have to sleep. It's like, isn't that every doctor? But anyway, I digress, or is what he would say. Look, I never go when I'm reading something, I'm reading, oh, that got me. And then someone comes, what was it? Was there a burglar? Maybe was it a spider? You scared the shit out of me. No, it's just the words, they seem to jump right out of, the page there at me. I'm not afraid of words. To me, the unknown, the scariest thing is things you don't know. You're like, oh, I don't know. Could be anything. Like, I've seen Scooby-Doo. It's always a guy in a rubber mask. Look, and once the bogeyman is uncovered, I'm not scared at all. But until that day comes, I'm gonna live in fear of him and never leave my house. That seems like the best course of action. None at all. And like the news, the news loves fear. Like, it's always trying to get you, and it's trying to control you, and they always try to, look at all the statistics. Knife crime is up, and also careful not to eat a coconut because some guy ate a coconut and he died of some deadly fungus, and or a college student eats week-old pasta. To me, what I dress up, to be really terrifying? Maybe I dress up as like a natural disaster. I don't know. I do have shorter actual jokes, and this is like it's kind of milling around because I have these ideas, and then by the time I get around to them, the boat already fucking sailed. And speaking of things that are tired and malfunctioning, like the truck, well, it wouldn't be me. But I do have shorter actual jokes. So I do. Oh, that said caterpilling. Fuck. I hope you can keep your holly head together while we get to Bangor. Avoiding a sleeping offence. Oh wow. Well, luckily enough, that crash might have woken woken me up, stirred my senses, you know? So I'm gonna head down this way, this path. It's a nice, quaint little English town. And the police are right there. Let's give them a wee nudge. Just letting them know to stay awake. Keep your eyes all peeled and stuff. Before I head, if I head in the boat, do I get sleep? I don't know if you get sleep if you go on the... I have like a whole kind of... I'm kind of working on like a bit to do with like boats and stuff. But to me, I don't think they're gonna land, you know, very well. I gotta work on my boat bit, but I'm dozing. That's what happens. The fucking price of fixing this is going to be astronomical. To me, you know, if you got a boat, your chance of sinking, you know, they certainly increase a lot more than being in a plane. But I'm not gonna do any new kind of bits. I'm just gonna go off on like my bits I forgot to tell like ages ago. Now before he conks out, let's get him in. I want to wrestle him in. Is this the way? Is this the way? That's excellent. Well, I'm dozing. Well, this doesn't look... I see the thing way over there. I don't know why these cars are stuck in the way, waiting to go. There's no people around. Is this the Stena Line ferry? Because if it is, I'd like to get on. I feel like I've let down because I you know, every time I go to, you know, do a stream and stuff, like I don't panic, but I think I overdo it, and then the day of the stream comes and then I'm like, I won't do it. And I don't think it's I don't think it's a thing of lazy. I'm not like lazy, but whenever it came time to do one, I think the time just kind of went by quicker than I thought. This place, it didn't count. I didn't sleep on the boat. Or it's kind of sleep. There's a little place in on the right. I didn't get to tell the rest of my oh crap. I didn't get to tell the rest of my Belfast story. It's been quite like that. Read the signs. You can't go wrong with a nice glass of water. Unless, of course, it's not nice. Well, there's a bigger emergency here. I need to get to sleep fast. I guess that's a thing I can talk about is I used to get really stressed because I read somewhere that said, you know, because sleep is the most, like, important aspect of your health, and like when I was you know, getting up really early in the morning to go to college and stuff, I used to panic all the time because I'd only get like 4 or 5 hours every night of sleep, and I had to get up really early in the morning. So then before going to bed, like I try and go to sleep really early, but because you know, I couldn't think how can you go to sleep on, you can't just like force yourself to go to sleep when you want. Like I don't even know how it happens. Like my whole life I haven't learned how it happens or how you go to sleep at all. But it's like the most important thing ever. And I never learned how to get good at it. So to me, like these like sleep experts, and you go to them and like we're going to help you do a sleep study, and I'm like, what's the preparation for that? And then they're like, well, we set you up a nice room, and you have to go in there and close your eyes, and maybe you go to sleep. Seems kind of ridiculous. And it's like you know when they say, "Oh, when your head hits the pillow, you're gonna be fast asleep." For me, it's the opposite. It's like the most grueling, slow. It takes forever. You're always thinking about what you did that day, and you got racing thoughts and stuff. You're like, oh, let's show you like here's like an image of like a really really bad gore and stuff. You're like, holy fuck. It's like the most violent thoughts you've ever conceived. Well, did you have a good sleep? I'm like, yeah, I guess I did. Thank you. I still didn't learn how to go to sleep properly, and that's why I'm here. So it's kind of crazy, you know. I was meant to continue the story, wasn't I? Ah, just my luck. I think I'm heading the right way. Wow. And I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. I'm just trying to collect my thoughts after that sleep talk. To me, most talk is sleep talk. So it is. I think the worst insult ever is I used to see people say, "Oh, I listen to XFM all the time, and it never fails to put me to sleep." And I'm like, what? Like people try and say like something really nice that like, oh, this is so good that I put it on every night before bed and I have like a nice sleep, you know? But to me that just sounds like kind of backwards, you know? If something was really good, wouldn't you like stay up? You wouldn't fall asleep. Because I remember when I started this old ditty called streaming, and someone said to me, I love the streams. I always put it on before I go to sleep." It's like, what? That just sounds to me that it must be bad. Is there a problem, officer? I don't know how to pay the toll and I'm stuck. Well, that's 100% damage now. Excellent. The speed cameras and the light. I keep getting fined for such small infractions. But I do have. Well, I only brought with me today one joke, and the rest has just been kind of. Because to me, it's strange. I wrote this down for a different thing, but I'll do an ad lib for a teaser for what I was going to say. But people believe that streamers are, the truth tellers, you know? It's like, oh, where do you get your information? Do you get it from a guy in a suit with a tie? Like, no. I get it from that guy over there on the computer, on the phone. I'm like, what? So you're telling me you get all your news from a guy that sits on his computer all day, just watching the news? And it's kind of strange to me, like, before you'd have like only like 20 minutes of news and then you have the weather. But nowadays, you got all the time news. So you could leave the news on and that can be the only thing you watch. And like all you're doing is anticipating more bad. All you're doing is waiting for more bad stuff. Yeah, the car or the truck is It's not doing so well. 100% damage on the front. But I might as well tell the rest of my anecdote about going to Belfast, because I said the bit about that we went and got food. That was nice, and then I took a couple of pictures. So I did. Every couple of miles, it's going to say something wrong with my vehicle. Is that like shoveling? Service station. How does this work again? I don't see any service stations. I don't know. It's like none. But I wanted to show some images, like proof it's real. Okay, let me show you the proof. The proof is in the pudding. It's never understood. So image number 1. So I saw this. It's a mural, and what kind of struck me about it was, in Belfast and their murals, and they're always like, quite hyper, politicized and stuff, and they're contentious. And I'm just thinking, like, I think the point of contention here is the fact that it's a guy with a big mustache holding a survivor of the great boat tragedy. The fucking Titanic. So anyway, I thought that was a cool little thing. Here we have the monumental fish and the big crane thing in the background. It's a famous crane thing that built the... It's a famous crane, but it did build the unsinkable ship, which inevitably did... yeah. So anyway, here's a compass. And if you get really close to the fish, you can... that's a seal. But this close-up, you can see close. There's like little images that make him up, that make the fish. Then you have the seal head. Oh, and that's an interesting one. So, this picture. So, I'm sitting there in this like chicken place with my friend. And in the corner of my eye, I just see like a bloodied hand and the dog. And this is before Halloween, I should say. And I kind of get really scared because this is Belfast and I'm already on edge, and then all I see is it's a fake. It's just so he had it in his mouth, and he dropped it. It's just a fake hand. I thought that was good. And what else do I got? That was me in like a DVD shop. There's some great stuff there. That was the thing I did, and I showed that. There's some leftover stuff, but I think I should hold on to that, for a different time. Let me take another drink of water. And like that, the weather changes like the wind. So let's talk about... But I had a plan because I went to England, I said. Went to Great Britannia. I didn't go by boat, but I have a whole thing kind of I want to talk about with that. But this is a really delayed trip. This is really about the time I went to Belfast, so I'm gonna wait. But I do have this one thing. So this is an old little thing, but it's old because it's got the Queen of England in it. So Queen Elizabeth II, she's patrolling the wards of like a hospital. Let's hope she's not visiting as she is now. But what the hell was that? Seeing the Queen of England's ghost kind of roaming around with the that would be something else. Is it actually screwed? As they say, talk ill of the dead. I think it's over. How do I visit the service if I'm screwed? Okay, it's all good. It's all hunky-dory. Whoa. So where was I? The Queen, yeah. So the Queen of England, you know, she's roaming about. So there's this head nurse, and she's above all the other nurses. She'd make all the other ones scowl, you know, and grovel beneath her feet. You know, some did. But Janie, she didn't take no abuse from no one. She was like the head nurse, and she was free, and she wasn't going to bow to the tyranny of no head, you know, nurse. This person. I mixed it up. She didn't want to bow down to Janie, the head nurse, but she didn't take no abuse from her. You know, she was a real like she was one of those head honchos in her own right. She was no head of state, and she detested any head of anything. So anyway, the dynamic duo are walking through this hospital, and there's an open door, and in there is like a patient, and they're making like in guttural loud noises, and the Queen go, by God, you know, what is that? Oh, see, that's Jim. If he doesn't pleasure himself, you know, he causes a buildup of liquid, so you know, he has to do that. Okay, fair enough. And she's, you know, she's mortified, and they walk away. So they go for a walk again until they come to like the next floor, and they hear like a ghastly scream is heard, and they hobble over. Like, she's about 90. She's halfway from like Sunday herself. So she goes, and she's like, "Holy moly! What could that be?" The head nurse then responds, "You know, that's Fred." Getting blown by Clarice, the nurse. Why in heavens is that going on here in this place of all places? Have some dignity, some manners, you know. Well, he has something seriously wrong with him, and what would that be? Well, you see, he has the same problem as the other guy, but he has better insurance. Look, Janie wasn't going to put up with any of that shit. Luckily enough, she's not, you know, the head of anything. But, yeah, that's the only joke I have tonight. So, yeah, I don't really have much joke. I just got these observations, and that's it. I have a couple of stories and stuff, but I like to like keep them in like a big folder, and I pop them out when I'm bored. And my folder, I think I've like lost my folder. All of my thoughts. You know that they say you should write your thoughts down? It's best not to write them down on a small little notepad and then miss and like lose it. It's like, oh, there goes all my thoughts. Not that they were anything profound or prolific, you know. But anyway, I get 62 miles of what? I think it said 62 miles of free roam. I want to get to the Belfast Sphere, and then I'll sphere off into the great unknown. But I want to talk about the inevitable kind of looming presence of you know, the birthday of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because you know that's coming up. It comes up every year, and here we are in Lisburn. So I'll do another stream before Christmas, and then we'll see how we go from there. I've pushed this thing to the brink. Hold on. Turn the engine off and on. Okay, we're all good. These things aren't cheap, you know. He's after cutting me off. Oh, whoa, whoa. You cut off a truck, that might be the last time you do anything. That was a close call. Let's have a look at the outside. Don't even have any load. Truck has always got like a big load. You know that saying, you get a load off your shoulders? Fucking hell. I remember David Lynch. David Lynch said in an interview, he goes, fucking morons. What a load Einstein had. And then he just starts laughing. You gotta think of the giant load. I like watching old like interviews. I've been watching I was watching one there of Robert Blake, the guy from Beretta, and that guy really couldn't give a toss about anything. He just didn't give a fuck. Like the guy interviewing him, he's like I don't know if he's still around, but he's asking him, what do you there it is, the big Tekahedron. He's asking him about his like legacy. He's like, what was your legacy? And he goes like a graveyard. He's like the most morbid man ever. But the thing is, he outlived Richard Simmons, the fitness guy, the fitness guru. Which is, it's just bizarre, it's baffling. The M2. Is this bringing me out? We're going beyond to new territory. I saw that they're gonna update this, and they're gonna add like official maps like that I've been on, and yeah, apparently they're gonna be really good, and you can even drive like a bus. I don't know how long it's gonna take doing that bus stuff, but it depends. Look at that. Some good steelworks looking thing. Old chimney. And another malfunctioning truck. Yeah, you don't want to break down in the middle of the road. Any moment now. And there we go. Off we go. It's been so long since I did one of these that you know, I have my folder full of like my jokes and stuff, and like I said, I didn't lose it or nothing, but yeah, I don't want to go poking around to see if I can find something in there, especially when you know, I haven't done this in such a while. And I got a full, well, I don't really have a full can. I've got a half full can of full fat Coke, and it's like looks like a shotgun shell, probably to my heart or something. I don't know what sugar does to you, but I'm gonna chug that in a bit, and I have somewhere to be tomorrow. I'm going to a party thing, and you know, I'm always worried because I always have to think on my feet of like what to say. And it kind of works out, and then what ends up happening is you know, I'll run out of things to say, and then I'm just waiting for the other guy to speak. Sometimes that doesn't happen, and I don't like talking like serious topics or anything, so that rules that out. And usually it ends up probably going back to health and fitness and shit. So I end up getting like quite bored. The only really reason I go to them is because they always have free food. But no, I'll tell you something. You always want to go to, people always wanted to go to these celebrity parties, you know? And it turns out the celebrity parties are not where you want to be. That every waking day I'm reminded, yeah, you don't want to go to these celebrity parties because you always, you know, the most horrific thing you'll ever witness. And then meanwhile, the actual parties, you know, they're nothing to write home about, really. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to a party, but at least it's not gonna be like a Nick Reiner kind of party, you know? I thought I'd throw something in topical, I don't know. It's a shame because this is the only thing I'll have to say about that is his grandfather was his name was I'm not for Carl Reiner. I was gonna call him George. See, I can remember stuff. And his granddad, he was a comedian, and he lived to 98, which is you know, that's a great old age. And he's moderately like a funny guy, and like all these old style comedians, they would a lot of them would be like in World War Two. So you go to World War Two and you see like fucking dead bodies and piles stacked up high and stuff, and then after that you go home and you start telling jokes. I guess that's the only way you can really go about it. And it's I find it interesting because his son was a director, and I don't know if he inherited any of his like his wit, but you know that Carl Reiner was a funny guy, so he was. I kept on mixing up with some other old comedian, and I was thinking of a joke he told, but I don't think he told it at all. Just cruising around. I've hit my hour. I've hit my designated hour of material. I don't have an hour of material. I just drive without purpose. But the robots have won, and my mind likes to wander, and I'm just here for the ride. But what else did I have to say? Yeah, before Halloween, this is a while back. You know, I was in Dublin, and I was walking around, and I overheard a snippet of conversation that went a bit like this. He was like, "You ever been in a restaurant?" to his friend, and I was like, "What a way to start any discussion." Yes, yes, I've been in a restaurant. You know, just start the story a bit later. You don't have to say, "Have you ever been in whatever?" Have you ever walked? Have you ever talked? Have you ever smoked a spliff and told the, you know, live to tell the tale? I think there's like a song that goes like a bit like that, but anyway. Anyway, I don't want to leave it on like a negative note or anything, but maybe I'll leave it on like a nothing. How about that? I'll leave you with less. More is less. Robots. Okay. I will discuss my trip to England, Britannia, the next time, or no, after the next time. I'll work on it, and you know, take your time off your smart telephone. That's all I'll say.